Hello, welcome to Center Stage, and I'm your host, Kevin Bond. My guest today will be the interview that will take the cake. Trust me. I'm talking 100 Ways, Just Once, Yamo Be There, Baby Come to Me, PYT for Michael Jackson selling 50 million records. I'm talking about James Ingram, and he is here on Center Stage today. We're talking about Quincy Jones, we're talking about Ray Charles, we're talking about Dick Clark and the Coasters. Trust me, you don't want to miss this interview. You are sitting Center Stage. Welcome to Center Stage, Brother James.
Oh, thank you.
What a pleasure it is to have you here.
Pleasure to be here.
Your story is quite an amazing story. Quite an amazing story. I'm humbled just to be sitting here talking to you because I know your history. I followed your career for a number of years, through the years, from your first CDs, even to the stuff you did prior.
You're not that old,
I'm
brother.
reading
You're
credits,
not that old.
but I read credits.
Okay.
And all of the information is on the credits.
Okay.
So that's a whole nother thing. You got to pay attention to the credits because most times it's not the people in front of the camera, but it's the people behind the camera that's actually getting the work done. Now, you came up in a religious household.
Right. Kojic.
Kojic.
Church of God in Christ. I didn't see a movie until I was 18 years old.
Oh, my.
Ooh.
So the not-to-dos. There
Right.
were many not-to-dos in your
Right,
house.
right.
So no movies, no dancing, no skating.
Brother, you know.
Oh, I know very well.
Yeah.
I know very well. Now, I'm Baptist.
Okay.
But I dated someone that was Kojic. And I ended up alone 90% of the time because she couldn't do nothing. So tell me about your upbringing. Tell me about it. How did this music, where did it start for you?
Well, my father was deacon of the church, and he was a Sunday school teacher. But my older brother, Henry, which is 6 years older than me, he was the minister of music for the state of Ohio in gospel music.
The state minister of music, Kojic.
Right.
All right.
And he used to set us around the piano and work out his harmonies and stuff. And so we came up in the Word of God. We came up in gospel music. And my baby brother is in the group Switch. He's 6 years younger than me.
I call your name.
Right.
Yeah.
And we wasn't trying to compete with my brother.
Okay.
He was the minister of music for the state of Ohio, not the city of Akron.
Yeah, he was huge.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
He was big dog.
Oh,
at that
man,
time.
he was genius.
Yeah.
So, man, you know, we weren't trying to run into none of that.
Yeah. So were you playing at that time or just singing at that time?
No. I sang in the choir, but I never sang any solos.
Okay.
No, I was basically a musician.
Okay. What age did you begin playing piano?
I started playing maybe around 12 years old, somewhere in there. And by the time I reached the 9th grade, I was playing in the band because Akron was such a small city. It wasn't like you had a choice of a lot of musicians. And everybody in the band was married and had kids. And I'm in the 9th grade.
Wow.
So I learned a lot from them.
Okay. So you were a prodigy, basically.
Yeah.
Self-taught.
Yeah.
So how were you gleaning? Where were you getting the information from? Your brother, church, other musicians? Where were you learning? What was your palette for?
All of the above. All of the above. I mean, my brother, he would sit down and he'd be playing some stuff, man, because, you know, gospel music and some of that music have classical and all kinds of stuff in it. You know what I'm saying? Well, like, I never even got to that point. You know what I'm saying? But just some of the basic stuff. Show me this, show me that.
Sure.
Yeah.
What's amazing, though, and the thing that I like most about gospel music is that you could take an accomplished gospel musician and put him in any setting, and he can excel. Unlike an R&B musician or a classical musician.
Right.
You take the classical musician away from the page, or the music fall on the floor in the middle of a performance and they have to stop. You take a gospel musician that can play for the deacon that sings out of tune, that can play for the mother that jumps up and makes up a song. We could take it and run, you know? So I'm sure that you also gain that kind of knowledge as well.
Yeah, but I didn't have it like that.
It wasn't like that?
No.
Okay.
No. You know what I'm saying? No, you can't just start. I didn't have that kind of gift.
That dexterity,
no,
that fluidity.
You can't just jump up and start singing, I'm going to find the key and just follow you.
Okay.
It wasn't like that.
Are you going to do?
No, the thing is, when I learned the song in that key, that's it.
Oh,
I have to stop and work that out. I didn't have that gift, and still don't.
Okay, I got you.
Still don't.
I got you. What's funny is our stories, we kind of parallel. My dad was also a deacon, Went from being, actually, he was a choir director. My dad was a choir director for 25 years.
So it's already in you.
It was already in me.
All
25 years,
Genetic.
went to being a deacon, evangelist, and then ultimately a pastor. My dad passed away as well back in October.
Okay, I'm sorry.
But I understand kind of the evolution of where it came from.
Right.
So the songwriting gift, though, where did that come from? And
That-
when did it start, if you will?
Well, we had a band called Revelation Funk in Akron, Ohio, and we left to come out to Los Angeles, California to be discovered or whatever that was. And so what happened was, after a while, the band got discouraged and they wanted to go back. And I said, well, I came out here to get into the music business, so I'm not going back. So I called my girlfriend, who was my wife today, and I told her the band is coming back and I'm not coming back. And she said, well, can I come be with you? I said, well, I'm out here hustling. She said, well, I got a good job in Akron. I can have one. So we came out there and we got together. We eventually got married.
35 years ago.
35 years ago. Right. And she took the pink slip to her Volkswagen in Los Angeles, California, to the bank to get me a 4-track recording machine because she said, we can't afford for you to go in the studio and learn the game.
That's right.
But you can bring this in the home, right?
That's right.
And that's when I told you earlier, PYT.
Yes, sir.
It's not only special on me because it was the biggest selling album in the history of Dead or Alive. I wrote PYT on that little 4-track.
On 4-track.
Yeah.
Now, wait a minute. You went through some things that we got to go back. I want you to hear this. He spoke of tenacity because when everybody else bailed, you went out there as a unit. Revelation Funk.
Right.
Revelation meaning something new that
revealed.
Yet revealed, if you will.
Right.
But they didn't stay for the revelation to really come to fruition.
But this is what I need to. I should have put before that. My father taught me that faith is the substance of things that are hoped for, but the evidence of things that are unseen.
Yes, sir.
But he also put this in my mind: faith in God and confidence in yourself. And there was nothing that you couldn't do. And he pointed for me in the eye, pointed at me. You know what I'm saying? And I was brainwashed.
Yeah.
I was brainwashed.
So you couldn't go home a failure.
No, it's not even a thing. It's like my father's got God's phone number and he said this is what it is, so that's what it is.
Now, how old were you when you went out there?
I graduated in 1970. We left in 73. So whatever that is, 18 and 3 years, probably 21.
Wow. You stayed and doors began to open. Just like that. Now, you wrote PYT. Now, we're talking about PYT from Michael Jackson.
Yeah, but you jumping ahead now.
I'm jumping ahead.
All
but
right.
But you wrote that in that stint of time. But there was an incubation period.
Yeah.
Even before that song hit marketplace.
Way before I got with Quincy.
So before we go there were some other formulative things that happened for you while you were in Los Angeles, or is that where it was? It was
right.
Los Angeles.
Yeah.
So what else was going on in that process? What was the incubation process?
Before I even got with Quincy, what happened was the Lord had already blessed me with my dream because I was not a singer. I was not a singer. I mean, I sang background and stuff in my group, but I had lead singers. You know what I'm saying?
Now let me ask you one more question before you go there. The young lady that came to join you there, you all got married at that time.
Yeah.
And began the journey.
Yeah.
So you actually were doing it the biblical way as well, whereas most of us would cohabitate for 10 years.
Oh, no.
You did what God talked about, finding a wife and finding
but we didn't do it in no first day, and we didn't do it no first week. Now, we weren't that holy now.
But you found your helpmate. That's where I'm going.
No doubt about it.
That's where I'm going.
No doubt about it.
Which sealed that particular phase of your life, so you were not in L.A. looking for love.
Right.
That's where we tend to get kind of off track.
Right.
And lose sight of our dreams because we started to look for love and start looking for love, if you will, in all the wrong places.
Well, see, a lot of times you become lovers before you become friends.
Good luck.
And friend is F-R-I-E-N-D, and a friend will be there until the E-N-D. Ooh-wee.
I hear you.
In the beginning was a word, now that's don't go.
I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you.
Yeah.
But she sealed that particular phase of your life.
Yes.
Which left you freedom to create.
Not only that, she was a 4-point honor roll student. Right? In which they wanted to move up 2 grades. Her mother only let her move up 1 grade. I was a C student cheating. So she's not only my best friend and my wife.
Yeah.
She is a blessed thing to me.
I see it.
Period.
I see it.
Period.
I see it. You found your good thing.
Yeah, man.
So talk about it. Tell me about this formulative moments. What else was going on prior to your moments with the illustrious Quincy Jones?
I had my I had a chance to get with Joe Webster, which was an artist on Ray Charles's label. And one day I played with a click track. I played the piano part down on one of his songs. I played the drums and played the bass. And so the engineer told Ray about me. You got to hear this dude. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I eventually, through the Ray's studio, met Ray. And so that's me playing on I Can See Clearly, the organ on I Can See Clearly, and Anonymous Love and some of the stuff that he was doing. I'm also playing drums on Game Number 9 for Ray Charles, and I also, with Joe, wrote You 20th Century Fox for Ray Charles. So after that, I became the musical director for Leon Haywood, in which I can't read music, and a lot of the guys in the band that could read was jealous and they was hating.
Oh, I know.
But
that.
I was in the studio, and I was very creative with Leon, so he loved that about me, and he could care less.
So you would create these melodies in the studio, and someone else would have to write them out for the guys that couldn't be as creative as you.
Yeah.
I know that was a lot of hate right there.
Yeah, man.
That was a lot of hate.
Yeah. And then, see, Leon started producing Carl Carlton. So She's a Bad Man Pajama?
Yes, sir.
That's me playing the bass synthesizer and the chords, and I'm playing the keys to his whole album. Now, George Duke is doing a synthesizer solo on the end.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Come on, walk us through. So, okay, your stint with these two gentlemen, and then let's go further.
So, I also did A Night to Remember by Shalimar, played the bass synthesizer on that, and some other records.
Make this a night to remember.
Right.
You got to be kidding me.
No.
Get ready.
Yeah.
Tonight.
Yeah.
Classic. Okay, go ahead.
So what happened was Lawson and Featon, it was a rock and roll band, right? Me and Buzzy Featon, we started writing songs together, and I could sing better than him. So I would sing our demos, right?
Okay.
But I was not a singer. And so what happened was...
Why do you keep saying that?
Because I had lead singers in our group. If you heard him, we had Bernard Lawson as the lead singer in our group, right? When we opened up for Donny Hathaway, Donny Hathaway had to come and knock on his door and say, you understand? So being around this kind of talent, I knew I couldn't sing. I wasn't trying to sing. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
So to make a long story short, Buzzy Featon got me this job at ATV, a publishing company, where you sang demos. You go in there for an hour, learn the song, right? And then you sing the song, they give you $50, and I get a copy of what I sang.
Oh, I'm going to hold you right there because I know what's coming next. Listen, this $50 opportunity, if you will, led to one of the biggest songs of James's history. Hold on, we're going to come right back. I'm sitting here with James Ingram. I'm your host, Kevin Bond, on Center Stage.
Attention all writers, artists, and producers. Don't miss Beyond Potential Urban Music Gathering 2009. Held in Nashville, Tennessee, April 17th and 18th at the Abundant Life Christian Center. Come learn from the minds behind some of your favorite artists. Events include The Tip-Off, featuring an evening with an executive. With EMI Gospel President Ken Penna, former Verity Records exec Monica Coates. Bring your A-game to the Nintendo Wii Party. Join comedians Marcus Hendricks, For Your Soul Cafes, Open Mic Night, with a special appearance by Lisa McClendon. On Day 2, gain knowledge, wisdom, and insight from the industry vets. And the main event topics covered include getting started, songwriting, publishing, nutrition, marketing, and more. Speakers include EMI, CMG's Lisa Byers, Todd Collins, co-founder of Goatee Records, former EMI Gospel A&R, Brandon Edgerton, and many more. Abundant Life CC is located 5222 Hickory Hollow Parkway in Antioch. Make sure you register today. Go beyondpotential.com. And it's all brought to you by Artistic Soul Entertainment. Artistic Soul Entertainment.
I'm sitting here with my guest, James Ingram. As you see, a man full of the word. I know you know him from the R&B world, but listen, this man walks in integrity. He also has the Spirit of God living and residing in him. We're sitting here having biblical conversations about deeper things, if you will, seeking for the deeper things. James, you were just about to tell us about this $50 demo that you did.
This $50 demo on the same day that I sang That Just Once.
Yes, sir.
I drove down to Leon Haywood's house because he was producing Carl Carlton's album, which She's a Bad Man Pajama. And I said, man, I got a song that might be right for Carl. So Leon played it, and he listened to Just Once, it was a demo.
Yeah.
And he said, it's a good song, but I don't think it's right for Carl.
Wow.
Little did I know
Wow.
that Quincy Jones would eventually call me because ATV, being a publishing company, they knew the producers that was getting ready to go into the studio and stuff, right?
Sure.
So they said, well, Quincy Jones going to the studio? They sent him the song.
Sure.
Quincy called them and said, who is this singing? Oh, he's just a demo singer. He's a piano player for Ray Charles, right? He said, well, can I get his number? Quincy called me.
The Quincy Jones.
Called me.
Okay.
At the same time, we were in the house. Howard Hewitt, the lead singer, Shalom, he's from Akron, Ohio.
Yes, sir.
And he used to sit at Bernard Lawson, the lead singers, you know what I'm saying? He used to sit at his feet and watch, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So to make a long story short, me and Howard was working on a song at my house on the 4-track. And my wife was talking about, Quincy Jones. I said, Debbie, baby, you know when I'm working, don't do that. She said, Quincy Jones. I said, girl, come on. She said, no, this ain't no joke. Yeah? Who is this? Oh, this is Quincy Jones. Quincy Jones. Yeah? You heard just once. You want to come sing it on your album?
Wow.
You don't want me to come play?
Wow. Turning point.
I couldn't believe it.
Turning point.
But
Uh-huh.
God had already blessed me what I asked him for.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I already received
Yeah.
my prayers. It was answered.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure, sure.
So I go in the studio with Quincy, and I start singing the song. I'm thinking, man, I got to be professional, right? How do I do this? So
Now, wait a minute. Are you out of your element at this moment?
Out of my element. I've never stood up and sang nowhere in my life.
But you did the demo. And you were part of this ATV publishing
But that's
house.
a demo. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
People that have a halfway good enough voice can sing, but that don't mean you're a singer.
Okay, I got you.
You see what I'm saying?
But let me ask you this. And I'm trying to dig just a little deeper. From a self-esteem standpoint, did you feel that you were not a singer only because you had heard better singers?
What I found out later on was this. I used to sing with the radio, and I couldn't hit all the notes. So since I couldn't read, I didn't know what that was. I figured I can't really sing. I'm not a real singer, right? I didn't realize until later on in life that every singer has keys that they can sing in.
Ranges.
Keys that I didn't know that.
Okay.
So that was a part of my...
So that one theoretical challenge set a mindset in you
That I was no singer.
that made you feel like you were lesser
But
than.
I wasn't trying to be no way.
I got you.
I wasn't trying to be no singer.
I got you. But
I wanted to
along
be
the way-
Jimmy Smith,
Ah,
and I didn't make it.
the jazz organist.
Yes,
sir.
I can do that one.
That's it.
I can go that far with it.
So that's who you were questing after. If you
Right.
I got you.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to be no singer.
But you were singing along the way. And you had done this demo. You had done this PYT demo on the 4-track.
Oh, but that was later.
That was later. Okay.
I ain't with Quincy yet.
Okay. So we're standing in the studio with the illustrious Quincy Jones. Who else is there?
Bruce Woodane.
Oh, my goodness. The engineer.
Right. Man, that's a whole nother movie. You don't want to hear about that. Back then, way before they had things, you know, where you could put multiple sounds in one thing.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
They were recording with 4
different machines.
machines. The first one was on a 16-track.
Yes.
So the thickness
Yes.
of the drums,
Yes.
the keyboards,
Yes.
the vocals, right?
Yeah.
All the rest of them was 24-track, man. I've never seen nobody do that, man.
Wow.
That's why those records sound like that. And you being a producer, that's why I had to hit
Yes.
you.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
All of them was synced up?
That's what I'm trying to tell you. Back in the day, when you say Bruce Woodane,
Yes, sir.
that's what I'm trying to tell you. I've been with Ray Charles and a whole bunch of people.
Yeah.
And you know, I've been blessed to be in people's recording sessions, right?
Yes.
I've never seen that in my life. And I never saw it after that.
I believe it.
Period.
Yeah, because Quincy stuff was so lush.
Right, because see, a lot of the sounds you would get, right?
Yes.
They could put this sound, that sound playing the same thing. And when you hear it, it's right?
Yes.
You don't know what it is.
Exactly. You can never figure out those sounds.
Right.
Like that Michael stuff.
But now with the MIDI stuff, right?
Oh, you can come close.
This was pre-MIDI.
Exactly.
Pre-MIDI.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, MIDI is very new.
Yeah.
It's really very new. We're talking 90. Like
Right, exactly.
Roughly 88, 90. you
Right.
know. You're in the studio.
Yeah.
You're in the studio, standing behind the microphone.
Right.
What's going through your mind?
Well, I'm trying to be professional with Quincy.
So you're faking.
Well-
Because you don't feel like you're a singer.
Duh.
So you're trying to create a persona that doesn't exist right now.
Exactly. And so Quincy, I kept
Are
stopping.
you sweating?
I stopped the tape. He said, "Why are you stopping?" I said, "Well, I'm trying to clear the gruff out of my voice." He said, "No, that's why you're in here. That's your sound." I relaxed.
Yeah. He spoke the right word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just started following suit, and
My favorite story about Quincy, and I'm sure you got a million, but my favorite story is a story that Greg Fillinganes told, where he said he was trying to show Quincy a song, and he was all over the place, just playing, glissandos, going crazy. Quincy grabbed this finger and said, play the song. He said, I can hear the rest. I can do the rest.
Orchestrated.
Play the song. All he wanted to hear was the melody.
Right. It's king. That's what he always said.
Yeah, yeah.
It's king.
So he heard from you on that demo all that he needed to hear.
The melody.
To know that you were the guy in that one moment. Take us through the session. What happened? You relaxed?
Yeah, he got me to relax, you know what I'm saying? And we did different takes, multiple takes.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I seen him editing and he got it together right. It's like, oh, well, this is what it's like. You know what I'm saying?
Now, you're on the other side of the glass.
Yeah.
What's still going through your mind?
I couldn't believe it. I'm up in here with Quincy Jones.
Yeah. This is the epitome of a career moment right now.
Right. I couldn't believe it. Nah, my faith in God and all that's cool, but
that's a whole nother moment.
Right.
That's a whole nother moment.
It don't have nothing to do with it.
Yeah, that's a whole nother moment.
I couldn't believe it, man. I couldn't believe it. It's like, I didn't know if one day he's going to come back and say, well, you know what, I appreciate it, but,
Like the song, but I'm going to change the singer.
Right, or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because nothing was it wasn't until the record came out, it's like.
That you believed that it was really going to happen.
Well, it happened.
Yeah. Now, in a session like that, I still want to stay in this session for a minute because this is an incredible first, if you will. Producers are speaking things back and forth to the artist the entire time. What kind of banter is going back and forth between you and Quincy?
Well, Quincy was just telling me, even though he heard the demo, take freedom in terms of.
Don't try to recreate that.
Well, because I sang exactly what I heard on the tape. I sang the demo.
Yeah, because you thought that's what he wanted.
Well, that's what when I was doing. I'm talking about to make the demo.
I got you.
That they got to Quincy.
Yes.
Once I started doing a few takes like that, he said, "Now I want you to take a little more freedom." You know what I'm saying? And just you don't have to oversing, but just do. I want to hear some. What else would you do to this if you was just doing right?
I want to hear you.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So when he said that, he to improv a little bit, right? I started moving some things around a little bit, and seeing where I can put little tails on some things and kind of bend it, right?
Sure.
He said, "Yeah, man." And I got.
Is Quincy a singer?
Man, he couldn't sing to save his life, but his ears.
Yeah.
It's so big, man.
Yeah.
Because jazz to me.
Oh my God.
Is the God of music.
Yes, sir.
Everything else is Jesus and the angels, and you know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
I never made it to that degree, but I was on my way with Jimmy, right?
I hear you.
But nah, man. And Quincy is a jazz musician who orchestrated, and he has all of it.
Yeah.
He has all of it, man.
Yeah.
All of it. We were sitting there, and he'll write stuff down on a napkin and stuff because it's a theme line or something, a line that he needs to go insert it in the track somewhere.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And Quincy, he used to work in the alpha stage, where he would almost be halfway sleepy.
Mm.
He couldn't drive. Quincy don't drive today. He never, because of this.
Yeah. What would you say is your most memorable Quincy Jones story?
There's no one.
Give me one. Give me one. Any one.
Well, when he put me and Michael Jackson together, when I wrote PYT,
Which stands for?
Pretty Young Thing,
Mm-hmm.
in which Quincy came home, Quincy's wife, Peggy Lipton,
Mm-hmm.
came home with this lingerie that said Pretty Young Things.
Mm.
Quincy said, oh, that's a great title.
Mm.
So he put a lot of us, because see, Quincy would always do like Bear Gordy. He'd have a lot of writers writing for the same song.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
so he started that madness.
yeah,
Because I heard about that.
Yeah.
I knew musicians that went into the Michael Jackson sessions that one of them specifically said to me that he knew he was erasing somebody else's tracks because they brought him in to do the bridge, just the bridge of a song, not the whole track, just the bridge. And he said that Michael was standing behind the glass just saying, play me a sound I've never heard before. And he said he was just like in a tizzy because he knew that he was erasing somebody's tracks, and he knew that when he left, chances were they were going to erase his as well. So you sitting in a room with a lot of different writers trying to write for this one.
Oh, no.
Separately.
He just gave us the idea, and you go on your own way. I wouldn't sit with nobody.
We talking Saida Garrett?
All of them.
Everybody.
All of them.
So nobody knows. It's like a lottery.
But, matter of fact, Greg Fillinganes had his meeting with his PYT right before me.
Yikes.
And when I came there, at 7 o'clock, he was still there.
Yikes.
But this is one thing I love about Quincy. Quincy, he don't have no, it either hits him or it doesn't.
Yeah.
It ain't no in between or nothing.
Yeah.
So this is what I had. He put the tape on. Dun, 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 dun. Where did you come from, baby? Ooh, won't you take me there? I want to love you, pretty young thing. Because I had that, right?
Yeah.
Quincy stopped the tape. He said, we're cutting this tomorrow.
That was it.
Just like that.
That was it.
Right.
Your whole piece.
Yeah.
Verse, chorus.
The whole thing. And
that
then,
was the hit.
And he had somebody come write it out for the musicians for the next day,
Sir.
right?
Yes, sir.
And then he said, well, let's lengthen this part so we can put the a chant. That nah, right?
Right.
That was Quincy's, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then he sent me, after they cut the track, and I showed some of the musicians, he sent me to finish the lyrics. So I was calling Quincy from wherever I was at while he's still in the studio. I said, Quincy.
I got the rest of it.
Well, I sing it to him. Where did you come from, baby? Ooh, won't you take me there? What away, won't you, baby? Dynamite is in TNT, spark my nature. No, the dynamite, that's too old. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Called him back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In the lyric. Tenderoni, you got to be. That's it.
You went to the modern day vernacular.
Yeah, I found it, whatever it was.
Yes.
And that's how we wrote the song.
Listen, that song ended up on one of the largest selling. We're going to stop right there. Don't tell them.
Okay.
It's the largest selling record to date.
Yeah, you said one of them.
Huh?
You said one of the largest. This is the largest.
I'm sorry.
The
largest. Hands down.
Dead and alive.
But that's not the only largest, if you will, magnitudinal moment in the life of this man. There are several more. I'm going to kick it to a break.
And one of them is being with him.
Oh, no. Trust me, the honor is mine, sir. Okay? Listen, you're sitting center stage with Kevin Bond, and I am too delighted to be with my guest today, James Ingram. We'll be right back.
Log on to streamingfaith.com to experience Streaming Faith Gospel, the world's #1 destination for gospel music, videos, news, and events, showcasing gospel music's top artists and their latest releases, featuring the largest names in gospel, including Marvin Sapp, Martha Menezes, Kirk Franklin, Ty Tribbett, and many more. Streaming Faith Gospel on streamingfaith.com.
Welcome to the living room. We're here with James Ingram. Once again, I'm your host, Kevin Bond, and we're just talking word, and we're going through the life and legacy, if you will, of James Ingram. Although it's still being printed, it's still manifesting, but he is here talking about some of the things that God has allowed him to witness and be a part of in his life. That $50 demo led you into the office and a recording studio with Quincy Jones, who ended up taking a song and taking your gifts and taking your talents. Now, even before The Pretty Young Thing, he took that song, if I'm not right, and put it on The Dude.
The Dude album. That's my first start.
Which ended up selling about 2 million plus. I'm sure it's beyond that today. And also put you in a category unlike many singers today. It's probably still a single category. I don't know if anybody's ever topped that category.
Well, I don't know, but I can tell you this about the Grammys in 1981 with that album.
Yes, sir.
Quincy talked Pierre Cassette into opening up with Just Once.
A ballad.
A ballad, opposed to the up-tempo numbers and the dances,
yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
I have never stood in my life on nobody's stage and sang nothing. You talking about the fear in somebody, I was trembling.
Worse than that recording studio?
No, I wasn't trembling in the studio. I was nervous. But I'm at the Grammys.
In front of your peers.
And Quincy kept bugging me. You know how many millions of people go? You know, he was doing that on me, right?
He went there.
Yeah.
Now, was he just needling you? Or?
Right, because he knows my first. He was trying to help me get over, but it didn't help me.
That made it worse.
Man, I was trembling. I did my, you know what I'm saying? And I seen Marvin them, and a lot of people Marvin gave them, and
yes, sir.
They started clapping, and I warmed up and got through it. And I went home and had nightmares that I had to become the singer to live up to this.
Are you kidding me?
I'm telling you the truth.
Dude, your record sold 2 million.
Duh.
2 million.
To me,
you're sitting with Quincy.
Debbie said, don't say duh.
You're sitting with the creme de la creme of producers, and he's saying, this is the track.
Not only that, Quincy came to me and said, you are up for a Grammy for 100 Ways, which is on the same album.
Same record.
He said, you can't win because nobody had ever won a Grammy without having their own album. I said, Quincy, I don't care nothing about no Grammy. I didn't even know I could sing.
I didn't get in for this.
I didn't even know I could sing to the degree that I can even be in your presence.
Wow.
So now, me and my wife, we sitting in the audience, and Rick James performs before.
Yeah.
James Brown and Tina Turner come out to introduce the R&B Awards, right?
Okay.
So I'm sitting up there, and I hear them saying, ladies and gentlemen, Rick James. So I'm clapping like this, right? Like this, and my wife did like this. She said, talking about you. And so we were sitting down in front of James Brown and Tina, and I said, oh my God. So I was the first in the history of Grammys to ever win a Grammy without having my album out, right? My own album. So
as
when I got
guest artist on another person's
right,
record.
because nobody ever did it. And Quincy told me it can't be done. So to make a long story short, I didn't have no script written for no, like
a speech.
No. But the first words out of my mouth was, I'd like to thank God for the many blessings.
So you started this foolishness with people saying that at the Grammys.
At the secular so-called
yes,
station.
sir. Yes, sir. At that level.
Yeah. And then I started giving Quincy the praise and ta-ta-ta-ta. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But the first thing came out of my mouth, I already knew, because it wasn't supposed to happen. None of that.
You touched something, and something that I'm very passionate about, which is servanthood. You touched it. I don't know if you realize you touched it by saying that the call you got from Quincy was not your own record. We're dealing in an age now when people don't want to do it if it's not theirs. Mm-hmm. I don't want to be a part of it if it's not mine. Even down to the writing on the Michael piece, which we're going back to. But being able to serve even when your name is not quote unquote called, even when your name is not on the marquee. Can you speak to that a little bit and what you've garnered from that?
In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God, and the Word was made flesh and dwelt among us. When you serve, you deserve.
Good look. Good look. I'll take that one.
Yeah,
I'll send you an offering for that one. I'll send you an offering for that one because I'm going to use that one, buddy.
But you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So, I'm a servant, period. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm here for.
But what I love as well, James, is that you said you didn't get in for none of this.
No.
You had a passion.
Yeah.
You had a passion to play.
Yeah.
To play.
Right.
And that was the epitome of your dream.
And I had already made it. God had already manifested that dream for me. I was living my dream. I was in it.
And here
I wasn't trying to get there.
No.
He took me with Ray Charles. I remember meeting Quincy one time, coming by Ray Charles' studio, dropping off some charts because they were in the band together. Ray Charles taught Quincy a lot about the music.
Yeah, no question.
You know what I'm saying?
No question.
But it was just, Ray Charles, hey, man, this is one of my proteges, James Ingram. So it was real quick. He shook his hand.
Wasn't time.
And I told him later on in life about that.
Did he remember?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, he didn't remember me, but he remembered
the moment.
Right.
But I got to go back to this, people, because it's because of James's willpower and staying ability, if you will, that he didn't abandon his dream with the rest of the gentlemen that went back to Akron, Ohio. Otherwise, this conversation wouldn't even be taking place because we don't know those names.
But it's because of my father's teaching from the church.
Dad planted a seed.
From the scriptures, period.
And he pointed that finger at you.
Right.
Put that thing in your head.
Right.
Now, let's walk deeper. You're past the Grammys. Now, what happened that night? Because all these folks, now, mind you, this is still the guy that said he just went home and tried to convince himself he was a singer. What happened when you got off stage that night and everybody was coming up to you with the attaboys? What was going through your mind? Seeing your peers standing up, raving over your music at that point. You're singing, you're not playing. What's going through your mind?
I had a high that I can't explain.
Yes, sir.
And I didn't drink nothing or smoke nothing.
Yes, sir.
You hear me?
But was there still fear there, though? Or was
Not
the fear removed?
not while the people were coming to me. The fear came when I got home by myself and I had to live up to being this.
The guy that just sang.
Because that was just a picture.
Yes, sir.
And
yes,
that,
sir.
and you know what I'm saying?
Good luck.
And that work as a picture, but that's just one
That's
frame
not
in
the
a
whole
movie.
There you go. Great of minds. Great of minds.
Yeah. But they put me at ease, man. And now, we let our hair down. We going to the Grammy parties and all that stuff,
Yes,
man.
sir.
I had
Yes,
my
sir.
parents with me and Debbie's parents with me and all that
So
stuff.
you were cool then?
Yeah, man, because we were in a euphoric thing because none of us know. My wife didn't know I could sing.
Wow.
Well, I mean, she, what she called singing.
She knew you were demoing. You were demoing stuff.
Right. She knew that, but,
Yeah. So how'd you get over that, James? How'd you finally
This is how I got over
eclipse
it.
that hurdle?
See, Quincy made more money in the studio than he did going on the road.
Mm-hmm.
So he would only go on the road every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
So I was in the background section.
Gotcha.
And I just come out and do just once and come back and hide.
I got you.
I'd come back, later on the show and do one away and just hide. You know what I'm saying?
So that was okay for you?
Well, it was, it wasn't on me.
Yeah.
Eventually, my first tour, I went out with Patti LaBelle for 6 months.
Wow.
I got over my fear with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Patty ain't gonna let you.
And I made a lot of money.
Yeah.
But that was the last time that I would ever do that again in my life. In terms of 6 months, I'm not going to even do 1 month of touring because I don't want it that hard for me and my family to have to get together.
Stop. I'm coming back on the break on that. Listen, because many of you are looking to do exactly what he just spoke of. Leave your family behind, be on the road for 6 months at a time, thinking that that's a godsend. He's going to tell us why he won't do it again. This is James Ingram, and I'm sitting center stage with him. How about that? I'm Kevin Bond. We'll be right back.
Attention all writers, artists, and producers. Don't miss Beyond Potential Urban Music Gathering 2009. Held in Nashville, Tennessee, April 17th and 18th at the Abundant Life Christian Center. Come learn from the minds behind some of your favorite artists. Events include the Tip-Off, featuring an evening with an executive, with EMI Gospel President Ken Pennell, former Verity Records exec Monica Coates. Bring your A-game to the Nintendo Wii Party. Join comedians Marcus Hendricks, For Your Soul Cafes, open mic night, with a special appearance by Lisa McClendon. On Day 2, gain knowledge, wisdom, and insight from the industry vets. And the main event topics covered include getting started, songwriting, publishing, nutrition, marketing, and more. Speakers include EMI, CMG's Lisa Byers, Todd Collins, co-founder of Goatee Records, former EMI Gospel A&R Brandon Edgerton, and many more. Abundant Life CC is located 5222 Hickory Hollow Parkway in Antioch. Make sure you register today. Go beyondpotential.com. And it's all brought to you by Artistic Soul Entertainment. Artistic Soul Entertainment.
Listen, welcome back to Center Stage. I am with my guest, James Ingram. And listen, you need to know that he has a new CD out. It's in stores and it's everywhere. iTunes, Amazon, you name it, you can find it. The CD is called Stand, and it's got parentheses, in the light. Stand in the light. Gospel CD, inspirational CD. James is going a little deeper. He's going back to his roots, if you will. Many of you don't know him in that light. But he is a man of God, a man of conviction, a man of faith. If you've been listening to this interview, you could tell all these things. Now, you just hit on something where you just said you did that tour, made a lot of money, but you'll never do it again.
Never.
Tell us why not. Because these folks want to tour, Doc. They ready to go on tour.
Well, it's understandable, but I didn't even want to go on the tour. But it was something that I had to do as a singer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, me and the family would get together when we could fly in or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And it was just too hard. And my life with my family was never that hard, and it's never going to be that hard, just because of some music business. No.
Now you got a quote on your bio that I so love, and I use very similar wording, if you will. You said music is important to me. It's important to my life, but it's not all of my life.
No, it's what I do. It's not who I am.
I love it.
I'm not confused. A lot of people in the limelight think what they do is who they are.
I love it.
You know what I'm saying?
I love it. I even go, I even hate now asking people who they are because they tell me what they do. Rather than, I didn't ask you that.
Right.
I asked you what's your name. They'll say that I'm such and such, and I'm the guy that, I didn't care about none of that.
Yeah.
I really don't care about none of that.
Well, see, to me, it's like when you're in a dark room, like this room, there's nothing, you had a match, and you light that match.
Yeah.
That light is better than no light at all.
Yes, sir.
So now you're in Hollywood, and you have a limelight. That's better than no light at all, because you're in darkness.
Yeah.
But the light of God is so bright.
Supersedes.
All those little lights are just like a little flashlight that don't even exist.
Good look.
That's why I say stand in the light. I'm talking about the light of God.
Good look. Good look. Good look.
So, but when you hear that, you know who you are, and you know who you are not.
Mm-hmm. Now, you know 100 Ways is the anthem for every man to his woman.
Well, my wife told me to find 1,000. One husband wasn't good enough.
She's up.
6 kids and stuff. I was scared of having one, but she was such a good mother and stuff, and I loved her so good. She's
I
fine
know
and
that's
all
right.
that. Hey, baby.
There.
Where you come from, baby? Who wants to take me there right away?
Let's talk about this. Let's talk about the PYT record. Listen, James had the opportunity, illustrious opportunity, to be a part of that. He told us earlier. The record has sold over 50 million copies.
Praise God. Hallelujah. Thank you,
Over
Father.
50 million copies.
Thank you.
The largest selling record to date. From the largest artist, if you will, to date. What did that do for you as a songwriter? How did that boost your comment or your confidence, if you will?
Well, see, actually, Quincy produced a lot of confidence in me.
Yeah.
By him, because even on The Color Purple, I wrote songs and stuff. He had me. Quincy would include me in a whole lot of different things. You know what I'm saying? So,
he liked you. He liked you. He favored you.
Right, but he didn't favor me because he liked me as a human being.
Yeah.
Because the writers, he had many of them.
Yeah, yeah.
And he'd send us out with the same mission.
Everybody had the same thing.
Right. I wouldn't always win.
I got you.
You see what I'm saying?
I got you.
Including Rod Temperton.
So why do you feel? Yeah. Oh, please, huge.
Yeah.
Huge. So why do you feel that you had that favor with him?
He felt something in the music.
You guys clicked.
Yeah.
But you guys clicked as men as well.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That made a difference.
Yeah. He knew that he was my father in the business, according to me not being a singer and stuff and trying to hold my hand. That's why he was trying to scare me.
Yeah.
The Grammys? You know how many millions of people going to miss? I said, Quincy, man, get out of here, man.
Yeah.
Get out of here, man.
Yeah.
Come on, man,
And you all still got that relationship today.
Oh, yeah, we love each other, man.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Let's go deeper. You've also had the opportunity to work with Patty Austin. You all did some incredible things. Baby, Come to Me. Now,
How do you keep the music
How do
playing?
you keep the music playing? Huge. Those are some of the most beautiful songs of our lifetime.
What was the thing with Best Friends with Goldie Hawn and Burt Reynolds?
Yeah. Timeless songs, though. Timeless songs. Now, who did that? Was that Carol Bear Sager? Who did that song?
How do you keep the music playing was Alan and Marilyn Bergman.
Bergman. Okay. Now, which one was Carol Bear Sager?
Carol Bear Sager.
It was one of the other. I think that was for one of your films.
Oh, that's something that we wrote together with for the theme for Beethoven.
I got you.
Yeah, I wrote the.
Dustin Hoffman.
We wrote for Beethoven.
Okay.
The dog movie.
I got you.
And we also wrote for City Slickers the theme.
Mm-hmm.
Carol Berger and myself wrote the theme for City Slickers, and me and Anita Baker sang that.
Gotcha. Now you also, this was not in your bio, but I think I'm almost positive I saw you on the Soulful Messiah.
Soulful Messiah?
Yeah. Quincy was a part of it. Soulful Messiah, where they did the Hallelujah chorus.
I don't remember that. Do you, Debbie?
As a writer?
Not as a writer. I think it was as a performer.
Oh, probably background.
Yeah. It was a
you
lot
talking
of
about
different
background
artists.
stuff?
It was a lot of artists.
Oh, yeah,
there.
we did so much stuff. I can't even remember that.
Yeah, you were part of that. But let's move forward because I know that you're also into the whole humanitarian efforts as well. And We Are the World has probably eclipsed virtually everything that has ever been done before. We're talking $100 million for the African children as well.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that. How do you feel about that, and how did that come to be? Were you a part of the planning process? When did you come to the project?
No, Quincy told us about it, right? But nobody knew where it was supposed to be because he didn't want no hoopla and all that. And so after the Grammys, it was one of those kind of things, Grammys or something like that.
Yeah.
We came and we all, ended up in the studio together, and he had a sign on the door, check your egos.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Huge.
And we got in, and that's when they started teaching us the song.
The track was cut.
Yeah, the track was cut, and they started teaching us the song. And they had certain people who were singing. I think I was fifth.
Yeah.
You know.
So those people that were chosen to do leads, all of that came about in the moment, or he already had those pre-planned?
Quincy had that pre-planned.
He knew exactly who he wanted to sing the points.
Yeah.
And you
Because he didn't have time.
You were chosen.
Yeah.
Fifth, the number of grace.
Yeah.
How'd you feel about that?
And also the Pentateuch, the first 5 books of the Bible.
Pentateuch.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Good
Which
luck.
is the lawyer stands before you say, because of the pen L code, I'm going to send you to the penitentiary. Ooh, wee.
Yikes.
Pray for me.
Yikes. I love the isms, though.
Right.
I love the isms. I love the isms. How'd you feel about being a part of that and the success it garnered?
Man,
what you were able to give back?
The thing was this. They had a girl that was there from Africa, and she stood in front of us, and she broke down and started crying, trying to tell us. We was running from the camera, man. Tears just started streaming down our eyes, man.
This is in the middle of the session.
Well, it was like, we'd have breaks and certain
Yeah,
things.
yeah,
She just came out to give us and she broke down, man, and we just broke down. The cameras was rolling, man. We was trying to, get away from all,
Yeah. Wow.
It was touching.
Powerful
It was
moment.
touching.
Powerful moment.
Yeah.
The song was huge.
Yeah.
The song was huge and did exactly what Quincy purposed it to be.
Yeah, except some of the food stuff and the political stuff, they
Wouldn't
wouldn't let
make
it
it
get past. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's like, the devil's doing what he's supposed to do.
No question.
Yeah.
Roadblocks.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the sad part about the industry, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some of the things that you've learned along the way that you could share with the people that are watching.
What I've learned.
I know there's a lot. I know it's a lot.
Well, what I've learned is what I learned from my father.
Mm-hmm.
Because the rest of things was just up on that category. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Tell me your ism about stars.
Star is rat spelled backwards.
Rat. Spelled
Rats
back.
spelled backwards.
Mm.
Okay? Hollywood, Merlin the magician, his magic wand was made out of Hollywood.
Mm.
When he was casting his magic spells,
Mm-hmm.
his magic wand was made out of Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
And I live in the city of Lost Angels. Ooh-wee. Isms.
That's a good one. though.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What are some of the things that you've learned career-wise, though, as well, that you could share with artists that are trying to do what you do?
Well, first of all, don't try.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, don't try.
Mm-hmm.
Put God first. I mean, all I can tell you is what I did, because I didn't even ask God to be a singer. So all that is clearly Him. I don't have nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
I don't have nothing to do with that. Me being a musician and wanting that, God, please. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And he uncovered another gift. You're almost like the guy that had the one talent, if you will. And because you utilized that one talent,
He multiplied it.
He multiplied it to 2 talents, to 5 talents, to 10. Probably gave you somebody else's talents as well in the process. Let's talk about some of the other things. You also did songs for soundtracks as well.
Yeah, that's
Did
some of
the
the
Beethoven
soundtracks.
piece?
Right, the Beethoven piece. Like I said, How to Keep the Music Playing was Best Friends.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And me and Linda Ronstadt did Somewhere Out There. Oh, Somewhere Out There. That was that was for American Tale.
Mm. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Back-to-back Oscars. That's right. That's right. That's right. So now you're sitting on up here with the Oscars as well. Now you're over the fears by now, I'm hoping.
Oh, been over. After my Patti LaBelle tour,
Yeah.
no, that's gone.
No more fears.
No, I did so many nights within that 6 months. It's like, what?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. When you first did that initial solo record, what kind of boost was that to your confidence, though? I want to go back there just
You
for a
talking
moment.
about my first inspiration?
Yeah.
I mean,
No, your first solo record. When
Solo
you did
record?
The first solo piece, yeah.
Well, the biggest thing that happened to that record was Y'all Gonna Be There.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the way that song started was, we was writing a song, me and Mike McDonald.
Yeah.
And so it's like, if your loved one's low, reach out and call my name, and I will be there.
Yes.
Quincy said, no, we already had an I will be there,
Mhm.
right? So the next one was like, I'm gonna be there. And he said, no, I can hear the DJs now. I'm gonna be there.
I'm on.
So when he got to AH, I'm gonna be there, right? Because I ain't, we just now get started with this relationship. I didn't want to just go in the studio. You can't just be right.
Right.
So what I did, I went to the studio. I was in the studio and went and found a dictionary and looked up the word Yahweh. And I said, Quincy, I dare you to put a Y in front of the AH. Yahweh, the Hebrew name for God. Oh, man, my kids are studying Hebrew because he's married to Peggy Lipton. So they went with it. And that was the best blessing for me because before my parents died, I had a chance on my first album to give it back to them that gave it to me.
And tell them what that means exactly. Yamo be there.
Mo is black slang for will. Yah is what y'all say in church, hallelujah. And a lot of times
Hallel, Yah.
Yeah, hallelujah.
Yes.
Yah is the Hebrew name for God. The Old Testament was translated in Hebrew.
Yes.
So the Father's name was Yahweh, the Son's name was Yahshua, Shua meaning salvation, Yah meaning source. The New Testament was translated in Greek, which had Jesus or Jesus. It took over 300-something years to put the old and the new together.
Now, were you thinking of all of this when you threw that one lyric out there?
Yes. But I didn't want to say Yahweh will be there.
No, of course.
Because they didn't sing well. You know, you got to sing.
It didn't make sense.
And Mo is just black slang for will. You come to the party? Yeah, man, I'm going to be there.
Right.
Yeah. And a lot of people, to this day, don't know that we're talking about God, even though that though the first lyric says Heavenly Father watching us fall.
Exactly right.
You know what I'm saying? Reach out and call his name, Yah. Mo, be there.
Yeah.
How many stop signs you need?
Yeah. Any resistance in that process? Any resistance?
Should I go there, David?
Hold on to it. Hold on to it. It sounds like it's got another story. We got one more segment. Trust me, you don't want to miss it because we're going to talk about his new record, Stand in the Light. It's everywhere right now, iTunes, Amazon.com, you name it, on his website. You got to get it. What's the name of the website?
James Ingram's music.com. But Ingram's plural.
I'm surprised you know the name of the website.
We ain't gonna go there.
Listen,
I ain't gonna go there. All right.
It's Kevin Bond sitting center stage with James Ingram. We got one more segment. We coming right back. Debbie, I ain't gonna tell him.
We have more segments. It's just that he ain't gonna show them to you. It's for his archives, so he can laugh.
Log on to streamingfaith.com to experience Streaming Faith Gospel, the world's #1 destination for gospel music, videos, news, and events, showcasing gospel music's top artists and their latest releases, featuring the largest names in gospel, including Marvin Sapp, Martha Menezes, Kirk Franklin, Ty Tribbett, and many more. Streaming Faith Gospel on streamingfaith.com.
Listen, welcome back to Center Stage. I'm sitting here in my final segment with James Ingram. I hate to let him go because we're talking about so much good stuff, and I feel like I've been knowing him for 100 years.
No need to say goodbye. I'll see you again tomorrow. Anyway, you know, songs and stuff.
Sing a little 100 Ways right quick.
Compliment what she does. Send her roses just because. If it's violin she loves, let them play. All right, finish it.
Now, my wife said, if I don't ask this, what's the next line? Well, give me the lyric. Just give me the word.
You got to go ask your wife for it now.
Dedicate her favorite song.
There you go. And
hold her closer.
wait, hold on. No. You ain't supposed to. You ain't supposed to embarrass the artist and out sing. Wait a minute. No, I'm out of here. Bye. No, man. You ain't supposed to do that. You didn't tell me you could sing
I just don't
too.
know all the lyrics.
You didn't tell me you could sing too. Now don't be.
Now you got to give me the signature lick. Give me the signature lick.
Well, you know Tarzan had his.
Yeah.
And I got mine.
What's yours? Classic. Listen, I'm here with the only one and only James Ingram. He's got a new record, Stand in the Light. We got to talk about it. This record, what made you at this point in your career? Most people don't do a gospel record or an inspirational record till the flame is going out and they need something else to do at the very end of the flame. I don't think that's your story.
Well, you know Jeff Major's gospel show?
Yes, sir.
Jeff is a friend of mine. And he called me. He said, James, I want you to come on my show and sing. And so we was trying to figure out what I could sing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So my wife, Debbie, overheard the conversation. She said, well, why don't you sing Mercy, which was in a play that me and Debbie Allen wrote, right? Mm-hmm. And so I played it for him, and it was 7 minutes long.
Wow.
And he wanted to, thank you, block, jukatatum, and Mercy, right? And he said, man, I love it. But he said, can you cut it down to 4 minutes?
Yeah.
For the TV
show.
thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I went in and, did the thing. And
Pro Tools that you don't like. That's another story.
All right.
We might have to do some bonus footage. We might just have to do some bonus footage, so you better watch out. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, so I went in and cut a 4-minute track for it. And when we came to the studio to sing it, Kathy Hughes was there, and we got such a great response from that.
Mm-hmm.
Kathy, with my wife right behind Kathy, she said, "What are you going to do?" About what? She said, "You heard this, it's time for you to finish this album."
Wow. Wow. So she was the catalyst pushing.
Yeah. And
Katrina.
no, because that came later.
Okay.
The name of the album is Stand in the Light.
Gotcha.
That was written by me and Debbie Allen also. Debbie Allen and myself.
I got you.
And in the lyrics, that's why, you know, what, the horizon, the waters, and all that stuff.
Yes.
It was written behind that.
The hurricane.
Yeah, the hurricane and the, how dare you, refugees? And we're in the same country. Come on, man.
Yeah. Very sad.
Oh, man, come on.
Very sad. Now, you worked with Ricky Minor as well as others on this record. Who else did you work with for this record?
I worked with Leon Ware, Jeremy Lubbock, Keith Andes, Rick Jones.
Mm-hmm.
Who am I missing, Debbie? Keith Thomas.
Keith. Which
Thomas.
one did you do?
He did Blessed Assurance.
Okay.
He did the orchestration on For All We Know.
Okay.
He did Stand in the Light, and he also did There's No Place Like Home.
Okay. Fantastic. Keith is one
And
of my
we wrote that one.
all-time
Keith and myself, we wrote that one.
Okay. Beneath the Snow is still my favorite though right now.
I hear you.
Right now. But I just downloaded it, so I gotta dig into it a little bit more. What do you want people to get from this record? What do you want people to garner from this work?
You know, I started that album over a year and a half ago. Had that album came out earlier than this, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that it would have had the same
Impact.
impact or need as it is now with
Yes.
the economic thing that we're going
Yes.
through and all the the tragic things, right?
Yeah.
I had no idea that when this album came out, because it had its own time frame of coming out. I didn't say it would come out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's right on time in terms of where can you go? Stand in the light of God. Now we're talking about, and God bless the President of the United States, of these stimulus packages. But look me in the eye. Do not get it twisted. God is the stimulus package.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
Okay?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, man. So
Yeah.
that's the stimulus package.
Mm-hmm. 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 What is your favorite song on the record?
I don't know about a favorite song because I have two favorite songs, and for a different reason.
Okay.
For All We Know, I sang at my mother's funeral. Okay? Don't Let Go is my father telling me all these things in life from the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? Don't forget this. Don't forget. The word of God. Don't forget.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He made it, you're going to need this song when you grow up. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
Yeah, so Don't Let Go, the single that's out right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's my daddy.
Mm-hmm.
My mother
You
was
speak in
For
his
All We
words.
Know. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
powerful.
Would he train me up? He brought me in.
It's powerful.
I remember when Daddy used to tell us bedtime stories as we went to sleep, choosing words that last forever. Ooh. Because the scriptures are forever.
No question. No question. No question. Stand in the Light is the record. You got to get the record. It's on iTunes, Amazon.com, JamesIngramsMusic.com. It's everywhere. You got to be a part of it. I got to ask you this question. You're living in L.A., you're living in Hollywood, but you're married 35 years. That's an oxymoron because we don't see marriages last in Hollywood. How'd you do it?
Well, see, not only was my background the church, my wife's grandfather was a minister, and she came up in the Word, and she is more smarter than me in the Word of God than I am in terms of my remembrance. I don't know if it's because I'm old and bald-headed, but anyway. So, we were on the same accord.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we were friends before we became lovers.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying?
Now, you've known each other since 5 and 7.
5 and 7. She's like my little sister.
Amazing.
I was trying to protect her from guys like me and her brother.
What's the worm story? What's up with the worm story?
Oh, she claimed that when she saw me when she was 5, I was chasing a girl with a stick at the age of 7 with a worm on it. Now, I don't remember all that.
At age 7.
Right.
Y'all grew up in the same neighborhood?
Same neighborhood. She would walk by my house, right? And me and my partner, Harb, talking about who's going to get her first. And she looking at it like, y'all crazy.
Wow. Went to school together?
Went to school together, and she's like my baby sister.
Amazing.
If you try to just say something wrong to her, I'm going to pimp slap you.
Amazing. How have you all been able to sustain for 35 years?
The love for each other and love of God. You know, God has sustained us.
Mm-hmm. You have children?
Do we have children? We have 6 children from 15 to 32, and we have 1 granddaughter.
Oh, my. Oh, my. Did the granddaughter take the hair out?
Oh, no. That was before that.
That was before that.
Right.
Listen, James, your story is so compelling. So compelling and so exciting, especially for my viewers as well as for me. It shows us to keep questing, if you will.
Well, you know, you've been a musician, and us being able to go to this different depths of the conversation, this is one of the best interviews that I've ever had.
Thank you, sir.
Because of that, because we're in the same thing. And that's why I want to hit you. We can hit it in the next thing about some of the Supreme Mathematics and things about music and stuff.
Yes, sir.
We'll put that in the next thing.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Listen. We let the cat out the bag.
There's
going to be a couple of bonus segments. I'm wrapping this one, but listen, I think we're going to do some bonus segments, so you need to watch out.
Well,
He's probably going to come right behind it. He's got a wealth of knowledge, and we got to dive into it.
I don't know nothing.
I want you to just say one word, if you will, just to encourage my people, man.
The same thing that my father told me, faith is the substance of things that hope for, the evidence of things. Faith in God and confidence in yourself, and there's nothing you cannot do. And I ask you and your listeners
Yes, sir.
to pray for me and my family. Thank you.
You've heard it. There's nothing more to be said. Stand in the Light is a CD. You got to get it. Amazon.com, iTunes, JamesIngramsMusic.com. You definitely want to be a part of it. I am ever grateful for the life and ministry of James Ingram. I thank you for being here with us on Center Stage.
It's my pleasure, brother.
Thank you, sir. I'm your host, Kevin Bond. Until the next time, we'll see you back here. Watch out for the bonus stuff because it's sure to please. Trust me. It will not let you down. You got to check it out. God bless you. We'll see you next time.